So we have less than 150 days until the election. Wow. And for months now, we've all known that President Biden and former President Trump will be the nominees for their parties as they run for president. But is this really what the American people want? In the last 2 decades, Americans have been leaving both the Democrat and Republican parties. In fact, more Americans identify as independent than members of either major party. And in this election, people known as double haters who dislike both Biden and Trump could end up deciding who wins. But here's the big question. Will America ever have a viable third party that can win in a major election? So DBL Nation, we always want to hear from you. Would you vote for a third party? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I think of you, Jeff. You're a true independent. You're not happy with either candidate. So what do you think?
I'm a true double hater. Yeah,
you were like one of the first double haters.
Yeah. I'm a pioneer of double hating.
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of hate.
I definitely don't have a home politically. I see things on both sides. I would vote for an independent, most definitely. I just don't get the electoral college. You know, my vote doesn't count in Colorado. It's a blue state. No matter what I vote for, it's going to be blue.
Lately.
Yes, lately. As of right now, there's only a couple states that decide that whole election. But I forgot what I was going to say. So yeah. I had another point. But, it's Monday. Yeah.
Because I blurted out lately.
Yeah. And I totally forgot what I was going to say.
I think what you're talking about is what a lot of people feel, and it's that they don't feel like their vote counts. When people voted for Bernie, when Hillary eventually got the nomination, Bernie was very popular, and they kind of took that from him in the DNC via superdelegate. No one knows that it is. It sounds like a made-up rule to get the person you went in there. So you're dissuading all those voters. So now we have this weird thing where the independents know they're going to hear it because they're going to say, well, Erica, you threw your vote away, and now this person's in. So that dissuades you from voting. And if you don't throw your vote away and you vote for somebody you kind of don't like, then you feel kind of gross about it. So I think a lot of Americans want a candidate that they can get behind, and it's impossible with these two candidates. And the double hater Jeff has showed us that there's a lot of people that think like you. Like, I'm unimpressed with all these humans.
Will it ever change?
Well, let me just read a quote and ask you guys all to think about this. This is a quote I always think of. It says, voting isn't a marriage. It's public transport. You're not waiting for the one, right, who's absolutely perfect. You're getting the bus. And if there isn't one to your destination, you don't not travel. You take the one going closest there.
But that sounds like a real left point of view. Like,
you
just
do?
pick the
Even if you're very
really
anti-abortion or you want government out of it, that
and
could
I
go
agree
for the
with
right.
That's telling you pick the lesser of two evils.
Right, on either side.
But I believe that's a left.
But I don't see it.
I don't think it has to.
I want to hear from Erica really quickly. What are you thinking, number one? Do you think that and then number two, do you think that we're ever going to see this independent party take over and have a third party officially?
I think that the catalyst is set up to do so. It's just that we are so, like, when you talk about being double haters, for a lot of people that means they're just apathetic. So as opposed to, you know, casting their vote for whoever the independent might be closest to their ideology, they just simply won't vote. When we talk about double haters between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, look how that turned out for the entire election. So I just want people to think about their political ideology. Like, I think a lot of people fall in the same category as Jeff. In this country, we have vanilla and chocolate. There's a swirl somewhere in there, and I feel like a lot of people are feeling very swirly.
But you can't get a swirl without the Electoral College being absolutely
changed. So do you think that'll change?
But I think that political ideology is changing. This next generation has been very vocal about it. What happened with Bernie Sanders was, I mean, the catalyst to a lot of conversations. No one expected for Bernie Sanders supporters to galvanize the way that they did, and it scared the hell out of both parties.
I was one of them.
So I think that that's the conversations, and those are the movements that we should be anticipating for future politics.
All right, good conversation. Let's see what our viewers say. 69% of you would vote for a third party. 31% of you would not. That tells us a lot.